AdamHarry with
JayArr.
We're both from Bell Lost Souls, and today we have
Wow.
Dungeons & Dragons Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
This is the new adventure from Dungeons & Dragons. It is out now.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, no, it's out in select gaming stores. At the time you are watching this video, it may even be out for wide release, depending on, you know, how quick on the draw you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pretty good stuff. We're both really excited about this. We've heard a lot of really cool stuff coming from Wizards about this book. All the other stuff coming in addition to this book in the coming months.
Right. So it's a lot of urban adventures in this book, and then big, massive dungeon crawls in the next one. Yes. They're all kind of linked because the next one up is the Undermountain book. So lots of cool stuff. This is Waterdeep. I want to point out they have all. So this is an adventure that is not like most D&D adventures. You can pick. Yeah. You can kind of modulate it to be what you want for your campaign. So there's like 4 different villains: Manshoon, the Castellanters, Jarlaxle Baneray, and of course in the background the Xanathar.
Yes. Now, real fast, just some facts and figures about this. This is a hardback. It is full color. How many pages is it?
224.
24 pages, and it comes with a full poster map thing that you can pull out here and hang on a wall.
It is the city of Waterdeep.
Yes. We're both really excited. JayArr and I are both big fans of the D&Ds. So
let's dive in and flip through.
Yes. And we're not going to go through every page.
No.
But we are going to show off some hotness.
We're going to show off some of the hotness. Of course, on the cover you got your fancy Wizards of the Coast disclaimer. There's one in every book. You should, if you ever buy a D&D book, or when you buy a D&D book, always read the disclaimer. It's always worth your time. And then, of course, you've got the contents of the book. So this book is split up into 9 different chapters, but they sort of fit together in an interesting way. So the first chapter is A Friend in Need, which is sort of the opening intro adventure, takes characters from 1st to 2nd level, puts them into contact with sort of the wider story. Now,
JayArr, real fast, is this book for DMs or players?
It is for DMs.
Okay, so if you are a player, maybe just wait for your DM to get this one, or buy this for your DM.
Yeah.
But
and then have a ton of fun in a city.
Right, I'm just saying that now because spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, we are gonna spoil the pants off of this thing.
Yeah, keep going. Okay, so that's chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Chapter 2, Troll Skull Alley. This is perhaps my favorite thing in the book, and I'll tell why as we flip through it. That's sort of getting the PCs hooked into Neverwinter. Then there's Chapter 3, Fireball, which is sort of the inciting incident for the Dragon Heist.
The thing that goes boom and makes everybody go, oh!
And Chapter 4 is Dragon Season, which is like a madcap rush to find the gold. So at stake here is 500,000 gold dragons, which are gold coins.
Right, it's a double entendre because it's involving a horde for a gold dragon, but also, spoiler, it's a gold dragon involved, but also gold dragons, which are the coinage of Waterdeep.
Yeah, and it's a lot of
that is a lot.
And then, of course, you have 4 different chapters. You have Spring Madness, one called Hell of a Summer, one called Maestro's Fall, and Winter Wizardry.
I see what they're doing there. It's like a seasonal thing.
Exactly. So depending on which season you pick, that's like which villain you get. Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, there's Chapter 9, which is Volo's Waterdeep Enchiridion, which is like a Waterdeep gazetteer. And that's like about a 25-page section on the city itself. So once you're done adventuring here, you've got a whole bunch of stuff to go with.
So back up real fast. Waterdeep. What is Waterdeep?
Waterdeep is one of the biggest cities in D&D. It is called the City of Splendors. It's probably the wealthiest city. Yeah. It's kind of like the capital, or the iconic. If you think of like, oh, what's a typical D&D city? Like the iconic thing in your head is probably Waterdeep and Neverwinter, and then who knows what else after that. But they're like the big cities. This one has a big dungeon underneath it. Yep. It's got the Masked Lords of Waterdeep, which you can read about in here. Yep. And then you get 12 new magic items included in this book, and 25 new monsters. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So
and the Yawning Portal, by the way, that was another something that came out. It's one of my favorite books because it's a bunch of really cool dungeons, but the Yawning Portal is actually located in Waterdeep.
Absolutely.
So it's a tie-in.
It's a tie-in. It all comes together. Yep. So again, it sort of like introduces you. It's full color. You get a lot of art.
Lots of awesome art.
They have. I want to show off. They kind of show you how it all fits together. One thing flows to another, but then you can kind of like pick and choose. So I don't want to show off too much of this.
We're going to show some stuff off, and we're going to talk about the cool stuff, some of the highlights. But
I want to talk about the thing that has surprised me the most, which they have not really mentioned.
Yeah.
So that is Chapter 2, Troll Skull Alley. So by the time you get here, if you're tracking XP, you're level 2. If you're doing the milestones, you're also level 2. So not super powerful, right?
Right, yeah.
But the intro quest ends with the characters acquiring the deed to a place called Troll Skull Manor. Yeah. And so...
okay.
Basically, at the end of level 1, you're a landowner, right? You get a hideout. You get Troll Skull Manor, which used to be a tavern, and it's since like run down and it's haunted by a poltergeist. So as you go in and kind of clear out the rooms and see what's there, you might appease the poltergeist, in which case he becomes like a friendly ghost and helps do things
like
that makes it
Slimer.
super convenient. Exactly. Or you could track it down, kill it. All that stuff.
Like a supernatural episode. Gotcha.
In here, it says the rooms are all empty, but every good GM knows that, like, okay, look, I'm going to show you this here in the back. They provide you with a map of the place, like, and rooms. Fill them up at your choice. But yeah, so this is really cool because right here at second level, you've got something that the players can use as a base of operations. So they don't have to pay.
Yeah.
And it just makes them invested, right? Like, we're here. We're in the city.
We own Troll Skull Manor,
and it's got a map that you can show them and be like, "Hey, this is your house. This is your base."
Side note to that, JayArr, you happen to know, or a little bit of a tangent here. You know that that there's some stuff in DMG that maybe not everybody's familiar with. Are there rules for activities to spruce up like a lair or something?
There are in fact rules for maintaining or kind of developing your own buildings and stuff.
Just throw that out there, folks.
Yep.
Use your DMG. There's actually rules in there to make improvements on buildings. I just wanted to throw that out there.
You guys can dig in, but also so you don't just get a hideout like in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
You are in Troll Skull Alley. So right here is where Troll Skull Manor is, and they have like your neighbors, right? So they like this whole chapter.
They didn't just give you a house and a home base. They gave you a neighborhood.
Right. So you have an armorer. You have a blacksmith shop. You have potion shops. There's a bookstore around here.
You could the shopping adventure.
Tunnels into
the sewer.
Episode. Exactly. Like and that's all right here on these couple of pages, and then it talks a little bit more about like, okay, you have a base. What are the different factions in Waterdeep? And they list them. So you've got like the Force Grey, you've got the Emerald Enclave, you've got Jarlaxle's guys, the Bregan whatever, and they have different missions that you might be sent on, different side quests, different favors. And what's interesting is not all of the organizations are good. So like, you recognize the Zentarim here, or like the Xanathar's Guild.
Wait, just real fast too, because it gives you mission briefs, but also appropriate party level stuff. So that's super cool.
Yeah, and like depending on how high up you are, different events can happen, and it's sort of a like, here's a bunch of stuff that is in your sandbox and how to use it, but it's kind of up to you to kind of thread it together.
That is super cool. This is why RPG is so fun, because this is basically a choose your own adventure that changes
depending on the season,
how you want to run it.
So the other chapter, one of the other chapters that I really want to dive into, one of the chapters I really want to dive into are so this is the Vault of Dragons itself, right? Like we can't not show this. This is where a gold dragon protects a treasure hoard of 500,000 gold coins, and that's sort of where the adventure kind of ends, right? Like, or that's the climax of the adventure, is like, all right, we get the gold or we don't, and it kind of accounts for both. So I want to show off one of these.
Yeah, because as soon as you start taking the gold out, people are gonna know.
People are gonna know.
And if you're one of those GMs that kind of hand waves how much gold a person's carrying, this is one of those situations where you don't.
Exactly.
You got to understand, 500,000 gold dragons. You can't physically carry that all out. You have to like.
Now
what's
really interesting is that what happens for the gold, like, that's up to you. Like, the players might decide to keep it for themselves. Also, I love all the little, like, D&D kid adventurers in here.
Yeah.
They are running into the Xanathar here, which...
yeah, you can see the outline of the... Yeah, okay.
But anyway, so what happens to the gold after that is up to you and up to the players. It's got some great suggestions for what to do, and some great, like, inspiration for how it might fall out, and how you can get 500,000 gold out of the hands of your players. Like, people are gonna know. People are gonna know.
Yeah, because you just broke in, and yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. So one of the things that I want to show off is I want to take you through one of the chapters. This is the Castellanters, which is a very interesting one. So they kind of it tells you this is who they are. These are things about the characters. This is sort of their base of operations.
Okay.
And each chapter. Each of the villain chapters kind of gives you their headquarters, ones,
yeah.
Right? And it kind of takes you through them as though they are a dungeon, right? Like this is who's there. These are where all of the creatures are.
Yeah.
And like they're chapters that you might reference again and again. They're places that you can go and come back to, and it's meant to be like, okay, you get the next leg of the adventure, and you come back, but. The other interesting thing that happens here is, the Castellanters, spoiler alert, a bunch of super normal nobility, nothing wrong with them, except they're all a bunch of devil worshippers. They have a secret devil temple underneath. And there's like at least 2 layers in each of the chapters. But what's also interesting is they have these special events sections. So these are events, and like in the Castellanters chapter, there's only 2 of them, but there's like 4 or 5 in the Jarlaxle chapter, and so on and so forth. These are events that happen at some point throughout the year while you're chasing down the gold, and they're like things that you can kind of trigger.
So you kind of do want to keep track of time in this campaign,
absolutely,
in terms of seasons and stuff, because that will have an effect on the actual events in the city. Because this actually does feel like an alive, thriving city. There's stuff going on. There's people that live here. There's things happening in the background that maybe the players don't even know about.
Yeah, there's side quests that you can toss at them that they can follow or not, and like consequences depending on what they do.
Yeah.
In the very opening chat, so the whole thing opens with a bar fight, and how the players act in that bar fight kind of affects the very next adventure they go on. So they do a good job of, like, your decisions have consequences, and those consequences can kind of unfurl your stuff. Anyway. Then they have the last thing I want to show off is the Enchiridion of Waterdeep, which is Volo's Guide to Waterdeep.
Yeah,
it's just a guide to the city, and it really.
And by the way, those are what dragons look like.
Yeah, it makes it come to life, right? Like it's like, okay, here's the coins, here are the special things that we have. One Harbor Moon.
Yeah.
Is about 10 platinum pieces, which is itself 10 or 5 platinum pieces, and so on and so forth.
It's like Electrum from back in the day.
Exactly. They tell you the stuff that's going on in the city. They have, like, these are some things that could happen, how you become patrons of a noble, how you become the nobility yourself. It talks about the different areas of Waterdeep. It talks about the different, like...
the lifeblood of
like,
Waterdeep.
This is a really cool chapter on here's how you make a vibrant city.
I think this for any DM is going to be invaluable.
Utterly invaluable, because it's got, here's celebrations that happen in the city. Here's like different events that you can have happen in them. Here are different like side things, like, and it's not all combat either, and it's not all like antagonistic encounters.
Yeah.
Some of these things are like the Day of Wonders, right? That's a festival for inventions and magic and stuff like that.
Which people come and show off their new stuff.
Exactly.
Or their stuff they found, their ancient treasures and trinkets.
Like, players could compete in that, or enter things into it. And then, of course, we get into the magic items.
We're not going to show off the automatic, because that's kind of the fun part here too.
You know,
notable NPCs. We've already talked about the big bads.
Yeah.
Is there any NPCs in your head that really stick out as like, hey, this is something I haven't seen before?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's an adventurer in there whose name is Meloon War Dragon, and he's like a famous adventurer. He's been down into Undermountain a time or two and come back and lived to tell the tale.
Cool.
Except the last time he went in, his brain got eaten by an intellect devourer.
What?
Yeah, and so now he's the unwitting servant of a mind flayer.
Does he know that?
I mean, no.
Oh man, okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff like that too.
Yeah,
right?
there's all kinds of stuff like that.
Oh man,
yeah, it's amazing. This book is full of character and full of inspiration. I love it.
I think if for me this is the gold standard for what a fleshed out, living, vibrant city set in Dungeons and Dragons should be.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out if you want to run the campaign. If you just want like a here, let's do some urban stuff. It's got all of that as well, because you could run any of the villains without needing that 500,000 gold dragon.
Yeah, totally. If you want to crimp some of this stuff for your own campaign,
it's
totally
easy to do.
It's easy to do that. It's a great resource to have as a DM. I'm super pumped to get my hands on this stuff. I know JayArr's so stoked. We're going to be hearing lots more about this.
Literally drooling right now.
But there's so much cool stuff in this book. Can't recommend it enough. Now, again, it is in select game stores right now.
Mm-hmm. And then on the 20th...
At the time of filming this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on the 20th, I believe, of September.
Yeah, 20th or 21st, something like that. It's out for wide release.
Wide release. Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled for it, folks. This is a ton of fun.
Yep. That is Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We here at BoLS highly recommend it. Go check it out. I'm AdamHarry.
I'm JayArr.
We're both from BoLS.
Thanks for watching.
Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.